Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. Since Sephora VIB sale is right around the corner, I really wanted to talk about like my favorite products from Sephora. I use a lot of makeup. I feel like I have a good collection of both like drugstore as well as high-end products. I recommend high-end products very sparingly just because I know that it costs a lot of money, and Sephora VIB sale would be like the best place. If you were eyeing these products, I would give it a stamp to go ahead and buy it just because these products perform really well. So if you guys want to see which are my top favorite products from Sephora, then please keep on watching. In no particular order, I'm going to start off with the foundations first. I have basically 3 brands to recommend for foundations. Let's first talk about Estee Lauder. I do have 2 foundations from Estee Lauder. This is more like a skin tint, like a sheer buildable coverage foundation. It gives like a good, I would say light to medium coverage, but I really love this product. Super lightweight. It performs beautifully on my skin. And of course, this one is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. I actually purchased this from Ultra 21 Days of Beauty, and I cannot recommend this enough. It's super lightweight on the face, but it gives like a good medium to full coverage on your face. So if you have a lot of imperfections on your face that you want to really cover up, I feel like this would come in super handy. The only downside about this is that it doesn't have a pump. It's like a straight up bottle. But I've also heard like the pump of like MAC foundations work really well with this one. So I would actually get a pump, but the quality of both these products are top notch. Okay, the next brand that I want to recommend, again, it's like a skin tint, is Fenty Beauty. And I'm talking about the Fenty Ease Drop. I have mine in the shade 11. In Estee Lauder, I am in the shade 4N1 Shell Beige. And this one, I am in the shade 11. Again, this is like a very travel friendly bottle. It's like super small, but it gets a lot of product. Generally, all the foundations come with like 1 ounce of product. This has 1.08 ounce of product. And this is super tiny, very travel friendly. It's very liquidy in consistency, but it gives like a good medium coverage on the face. And I absolutely prefer this like for travel. Really love this one. The third brand that I have to recommend is Myricks Beauty, and this is their minimalist stick. If I don't want like fuss on my makeup and I do not want like too much on my face, I really go with like this product all across my face, underneath my eyes as a concealer, because it performs like a foundation and concealer. And I just throw on like a lip gloss and a little mascara and I'm out the door. And this one, I have mine in the shade Buff. It performs really beautifully because it comes in that stick format. It's very travel friendly too. So I would highly recommend Myricks Beauty too. Okay, now let's talk about a bronzer that I absolutely love from Sephora. I have 2 brands to recommend here too. First one is from LYS Beauty. I love this cream bronzer stick. If you want like a natural finish on your face, which is not like straight up matte or like super glowy, I would highly recommend this. I have mine in the shade Harmony. This is how the product looks. Very beautiful on the skin. Let me give it a swatch so that you can see the consistency. And the packaging is also like stunning. I love it. Very unique packaging. So that's how Harmony looks on my skin. Very pretty, very pretty. And the second brand that I have to recommend for bronzer stick is from Rare Beauty. Oh my God, I've fallen in love with this bronzer stick. And this one is in the shade Always Sunny. I love the undertone of the Rare Beauty a little bit more than the LYS one, especially when I'm a little more like tan. It works beautifully even now. But these would be like the top 2 bronzer sticks that I would recommend from Sephora. Really pretty on the skin. Rare Beauty definitely has a little bit more of like a matte finish, but both of them like blend really well. Let me show you like after blending. LYS one definitely has a little bit more like creamy consistency, but Rare Beauty one blends out to like more of a powdery finish and just blends into the skin. Like as you can see, this definitely has like that sheen coming through, but this is definitely more like, can you hear that? It definitely sinks into the skin. Really beautiful. Okay, let's talk about a primer. I only have 1 primer to recommend to you guys, and that's only because I feel like there are a lot of drugstore primers that work really well, but I truly feel that there's a place for this product in the market. And for my combination oily skin, I think this performs wonders. And I'm talking about the Danessa Myricks Balm Powder. I have mine in the shade number 4. I basically use this like a primer underneath my foundation. But you can definitely use this like as a all over foundation. But if you are going for like an all over foundation and if you are my skin tone, I would go with number 6 instead of number 4. But because I use this more like a primer, a very tiny little bit goes to places with this product. It doesn't allow your oils to peek throughout the day, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I definitely travel with this everywhere where I go, just because I feel like there's a place and a need in this market for this, especially if you live like in humid climate and you have oily skin or like a combo to oily skin. I feel like you'll absolutely love it. Okay, let's talk about a few blushes, because you know I love my blushes and I definitely have to talk about it. So let's first talk about Tower 28. You know I love my Tower 28 cream blushes and I have quite a bit. So let me just show you the shades that I have. This one is in the shade Golden Hour, which is more of like an orangey goldeny shade. I love to wear this in the summer season. And this is like the most used shade in my collection, which is Magic Hour, which is like a neutral pink shade. And then we have Power Hour, which is the deepest one that I have. And this is like more of like that terracotta shade. Really, really pretty. This is like that burnt terracotta effect that it gives on the cheek. And this one, again, is like the most used shade, especially in the winter, spring season for me. And this is called Office Hours. And this is like a true mauve shade on me. You know, I love to wear like mauvey eyes. So this comes like super, super handy. This product is having like those beads on top. I don't know what's up with that. Can you see that? Those beads coming in? I have no idea. Have you seen this coming through? Because none of the other products have it. I'll have to see what is going on here. Let's talk about another blush that I want to recommend. And this I feel like is a fan favorite for a lot of people. So, and I am talking about Patrick Ta. I have the Patrick Ta blush duo in the shade Do We Know Her. I have actually one in my wish list right now. This is how Do We Know Her looks like. And I have a wish list of the shade She's Blushing, which is more of like that rosy beige shade. Really love it. I feel like She's Blushing, I would wear it more often just because that's like that mauvey beigey shade that I love. So yeah, I would highly recommend it, especially when you get like 2 products in one. I feel like it's totally worth it. But because it's an expensive product, if you can like get a little help in the Sephora VIB sale, I would highly recommend that time. And the next product that I have to recommend is again from LYS Beauty, and this is another blush, and this shade specifically I feel like it's super unique in my collection, and this is the shade Confident. Really beautiful. It's super creamy. It's not like as emollient as the Tower 28 blushes, but this gives like a great amount of pigmentation, but it also blends superbly on the skin. Can you see that? Really love this shade, especially if you are like a medium tan skin tone. I feel like you'll absolutely love that one. And last, certainly not the least, the last blush brand that I have to recommend to you guys is from Rare Beauty. This one, and again, this is like a fan favorite. I have mine in the shade Love. I also have like Grace with me and one more. I cannot remember. But yeah, this is Love again. This is like a terracotta shade. A little goes to places with it. So you don't need like a ton of product. I feel like this would last me a lifetime because one drop is all that you need for both the cheeks. And this is like stunning quality, I would say. Oh, I lied. I have one more brand to recommend for powder blushes, and that is Pat McGrath. I love Pat McGrath blushes to another level. I feel like these definitely smoothen out your skin. I have mine in the shade Nude, Venus and Cherish. This is Cherish, which is like a hot pink shade. Really pretty for like a winter months. I love to wear this during the winter season. And then this is Nude Venus, which is like an everyday shade for me. and this definitely has a sheen. Cherish is more of a matte shade, but I definitely use this more than Cherish in my everyday life. So I would highly recommend Pat McGrath blushes. Okay, now let's move on to the powders. I feel like there are two brands that I want to talk about in the powders section, and these two, both of them perform extremely well. That is why I'm recommending this. Otherwise, I'm a big drugstore person when it comes to powders, but these two definitely, I can see the difference on my face. That's why I'm going to recommend this. And the first one that I have to recommend is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this one is their Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Powder, and I have mine in the shade number 2, which is for medium skin tone. It's super smooth. I use it very sparingly underneath my eyes because that's where I want like a lot of smoothness, especially in like the center of my face. I really love this product. And the next one, you've heard me say this brand for like a broken record for this powder, and I love it that very much. That's why I'm recommending this. And this is from Givenchy, and this is their Prism Leap powder, and I have mine in the shade number 4. This is how the powder looks. You can see I'm halfway through. Again, this is a powder that I use very sparingly, especially for like special occasions in my life. This just blurs out everything. It blurs out all the skin texture or imperfections that you have on your face. If you deal with a lot of texture on your skin, this powder is magical. I absolutely love this one. Okay, I have to recommend one highlighter brand. And I know you would be thinking, okay, here she comes with Makeup by Mario. Yes, I do love Makeup by Mario, but I feel like this brand definitely took it over. And I feel like I use this even more than Makeup by Mario. I know. And I'm talking about Rare Beauty. This is their highlighter in the shade Mesmerize. This is so stunning on the face. Obviously, this beams like no other. If you like a subtle highlighter, this is not for you. If you like to shine from the outer space, but this again highlighter doesn't feel like it's sitting on the face. It feels like it's sunken in the face and you're just glowing from within, but like highly glowing. That's how this highlighter looks. It's super smooth. Let me swatch it for you guys. Can you see this? It's really pretty. Look at that. It's super nice. Obviously, you're not wearing it as like a stripe on your face. So when you melt it down on your face, that's how it looks. It's really beautiful. I would highly recommend this highlighter. Like no words. Okay, one brand to recommend for setting sprays. I feel like this does make a difference. That's why I'm recommending this. This is from Urban Decay, and this is the all-nighter setting spray. And this one particularly has vitamin C in it. But I love all the all-nighter sprays that I have with me. I do have like the regular version also, but that's more in the travel size. But I do love Urban Decay's setting spray. I feel like this definitely lasts and locks your makeup for the entire day. I really love it. Okay, now let's talk about a few lipstick. There are 2 lipstick formulas that I have to talk about. One is a matte formula and the other one is more like a satin glowy finish. I'm wearing one brand on my lips right now, and the third one that I have to recommend is like more lip oils, but there are just 2 brands to recommend. The first one is from Merit Beauty, and I have 2 formulas to recommend from Merit Beauty. First is their signature lipstick. I'm actually wearing the shade 1990 right now, which is more of like a brown rosy nude. And this is how it looks. It's super beautiful. Very creamy, you can like make it opaque when you go over it like 2-3 times, but you can make it like very subtle but very plush looking on the lips, which I love. And this one is next one I have is in the shade L Avenue, which is more of like a deeper terracotta brown shade, I would say. Let me swatch it for you so that you can see like the shades. It looks very intimidating in the lipstick tube, but it is that beautiful. Really pretty. And then the newest addition to my collection is the shade Fashion, which is like a true berry shade, and that's how Fashion looks. And let me also swatch the 1990 shade, because this is like the most used shade in my collection because I love my brown notes. That's 1990, Fashion, and L Avenue. Really pretty shades. I also absolutely love their lip oils, their tinted lip oils, and this is how the tube looks. My most used shade is Taupe, but I also use Marrakesh for my warmer tone looks. Let me swatch that too. I'm just messily swatching it so that you can see the colors. There you go. This is Marrakesh. Yeah, this is Marrakesh and this is Taupe. Really, really glossy and pretty. Love the formula of Merit Beauty lipsticks. Now, let's move on to the next brand for lipsticks. Now, these are like long wearing, but it does come off your lips also. But if you're looking for like a long wearing matte lipsticks that are like super comfortable on your lips, I would highly recommend Natasha Denona lipsticks. I never could think like I would fall in love with Natasha Denona lipsticks so very much. But if you've seen any of my videos, you know how much I reach out for these lipsticks. I'm already so low on this lipstick because I use it all the time. And this is the shade Yana. This is like my mauve tone everyday lipstick, which I love, like love. This is like my everyday nude. I just love it. Like that gray undertone, it just works for my look so very much. And this is the shade Sammy, which is more of like a warmer tone nude shade. It's more of a brownie nude. But these are all so wearable, so wearable. So that is Sammy, this one. And then this one is in the shade Amorosa, which is more of a pinker tone, like for a smoky eye or for any pink looks. Love it. Like love it. Yana, Sammy, and Amorosa. These are like my nudes. Like I love these nudes so very much. If you say all of them look similar, you are wrong. You're wrong because I love it and I see a significant difference in all of these lipstick and I just hold them so close to my heart because these wear for the entire day. It stays on my lips and it looks very plush and healthy looking on my lips, even though it gives like a matte finish. It's super, super nice, super nice. And then talking about Natasha Denona, I also want to recommend two brands for eyeshadow palettes. Yes, you guessed it right. The first one is Natasha Denona and I would recommend both these palettes. The first one is My Dream palette and the second one is Natasha Denona Retro palette. Retro palette came into my life this year, but My Dream palette, I don't know what was on the table that I messed up the retro's back. Can you see that? I hate this. I hate when I mess up my Natasha Denona palettes. Oh my God. I hope this comes off. It didn't come up completely, but I managed to make it clean a little bit. But yeah, this has like that soft nude packaging. That's why it gets like messy pretty quick, but I also use it that much. My palette would look different just because I customized this palette to be my own. I mixed the shades of Natasha Denona Retro as well as My Dream together. So this is how like my perfect nude palette would look like if I create one. And if you want to see a video on this, do let me know. I will definitely film it for you guys. But this, I'll pop a picture on the screen how My Dream palette looks. And the second one is Retro palette. If you like pinky nudes and mauves, you would absolutely love this too. I really use this palette too also. I just customized this to be like my pinky neutral palette. And I just customized My Dream palette to be like my dream palette. I really, really love the formula of Natasha Denona midi eyeshadow palettes because I do have Natasha Denona's mini palettes too. I personally feel, that's my opinion, I feel like mini palettes do not perform that good as compared to the Natasha Denona midi palettes, just because I feel like it's not long wearing as long as this midi palette works, because midi palettes can stay on my eyes for the entire day and I have no problems at all. But when I apply the shimmers from the mini palettes, it's like gone after 4 hours. That's why I do not like it. And the last brand that I have to recommend for eyeshadow palettes is Patrick Beauty. I use this all the time. That's why I wanted to mention this, and I specifically would recommend the Patrick Rose palette because I love this palette. I've used this so much, especially for my office looks or for my glam looks. I really love the mattes and the shimmers that were chosen in here. The shimmers are not like the shimmer that you're seeing on my eyes like boom bam. It's more like sparkle and shine, but it looks in such an elegant way. It just looks expensive, it looks glam to another level. And these palettes are for like neutral lover wearers. Like if you like subtle but glam looks, you would absolutely love both these brands. And that's all for today, guys. I really wanted to talk about like my top products from Sephora. Let me now give you like my wish list, and then I'll share like all the details for the Sephora VIB sale. In my wish list, I basically have 4 products, out of which one I already discussed. That's the Paprika Cream Blush Duo in the shade She's Blushing. Then I have Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Buildable Coverage Concealer. You need to tell me if that is like a great concealer, because I really feel like I've heard tremendous things about like that concealer, and I am hooked to my Milani concealer. You know how much I love that concealer, so I don't think that I need it, but I have heard like really good things about that concealer. The next product that I'm going to talk about, I feel like that I'm definitely going to buy, and that's from Say Beauty, and this is their Glowy Super Gel Lightweight Dew Highlighter. And I have my eyes on the Star Glow shade, which is the the translucent one, the lighter one in the collection. If I had like a deeper one in the collection, I would have definitely bought it. And this is a product that I've already used and loved, and I finished it. So, and I had like a mini size of it. I want to get the full size because I know how much I love that product. So I have my eyes on that for sure. And then I have a cream bronzer stick in my wish list. That's from Makeup by Mario, and I am looking for the shade Medium Dark. That's always sold out in the collection, but because I do have that LYS bronzer stick as well as the Rare Beauty bronzer stick, I'm still giving it like a second thought whether I do want it or not. But yeah, Say Beauty for sure, I feel like I really would enjoy it. Okay, now let's come to the dates. The Sephora savings event, it will start on the 14th and it will go till 24th, the whole Sephora savings event. For Rouge members, you'll get like a 20% discount off starting on from the 14th. For the VIB members, you'll get a 15% off starting on the 18th of April. And then for the insiders, you will get a 10% off starting on the 18th of April. So mark your calendars for this. If you do have any product that you have been like eyeing, do share it in the comment section below so that I can give it a look too. But that's all for today, guys. I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys and it helped you to look into my collection and dive into the products that I absolutely love. But if you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.